This here is Canada's newest train, the revolutionary Ottawa O-Train. And today I'll be taking a first look around, from the modern and convenient stations to the beautiful state-of-the-art trains. This is a revolution for the railways with so many great improvements, but there's a few downsides as I'll show you later on. Join me as we try out this brand new rail service. Hello and welcome back to another video. Today I'm here at Bayview station in Ottawa, Canada, and I'm going to be travelling on board the brand new O-Train extension down to Limebank. Now this is a brand new line that just opened a few days ago, and I'm going to be travelling on board the recently inaugurated Stadler FLIRT train. It's always great to see new railway projects like this one open up. Let's go! Good afternoon from Bayview, the northern terminus of the O-Train Line 2, which has recently reopened in January 2025. The area around this station is fairly empty, with it originally opening as an interchange for buses back in 2001. The statue outside is a symbol of the convergence of three local rivers here, while there are also some benches to sit and enjoy the view. But now, let's head inside the station for a look around. The entrance area features a couple of ticket machines, and as Canada is a bilingual country, these machines were too. All stations are gated. I was paying with my contactless bank card, so I tapped and passed through. Upstairs is Line 1, running east to west through the heart of the city of Ottawa. This is actually a tram line, using electric vehicles like the one shown. It used to be a bus rapid transit line, serving the same route and stations, but was upgraded in 2019 amidst ever-increasing congestion. It's certainly very different to the brand new trains we'll be riding later on. This is the Stadler FLIRT unit, just introduced on Line 2. It's certainly unusual to hear those classic North American bells on such an otherwise modern train. These sleek trains form the third generation of O-Train units, and there's a pretty strange history behind the others too. The first generation was a fleet of just 3 Bombardier Talent units, acquired on the cheap by expanding on an already existing order by Deutsche Bahn of Germany. These were not enough, lasting just 15 years before being replaced by the Alstom Lindt, another European design. And now, in 2025, an additional 7 trains joined the existing Alstom Lindts, this time in the form of 4-car Stadler FLIRT units. The trains are operated by OC Transpo, who are responsible for public transport in the capital, and I'm a huge fan of the Canadian maple leaf livery on these units. Despite being so modern, this new fleet runs on diesel instead of electricity, with an interesting separate vehicle in the middle of the train used to house the engines. We'll take a look at that later. But for the time being, let's get on board and find a seat. The interior is in a 2+2 layout, though also features a few standing areas for when the train gets busy. Due to the low floor entrance, there are a few steps between vehicles. All seats are pretty much the same, so I'll sit here on the left. Today's route will see us heading south from Bayview and running through the city of Ottawa with many frequent stops, running past the airport before heading west to Limebank on the outskirts of the city. Journey time is scheduled to be 36 minutes, covering a distance of 12 miles or about 19 kilometres. We depart on time at 13:31. This line runs 5 times an hour. That's every 12 minutes throughout the day, so if you miss a train, then it's never a long wait for the next one. As this service is basically a commuter train, it's not long before we make another stop. Indeed, under a minute after setting off, we call at Corso Italia, one of the recently opened stations, to go with the introduction of these new trains. Now let's take a look around this brand new train's interior. The seating looks smart, featuring a blue base with darker blue squares. This is actually the same design as used by Deutsche Bahn in Germany, and a holdover from previous generations of trains. And it's a pretty pleasant ambience for a train overall. The seats are quite firm and feature an ergonomic design. It's nothing special, but perfect for journeys of this length. Legroom is actually really good, and each seat has one folding armrest, like shown. Strangely, a centre armrest was absent, and there was no seatback table, despite an obvious space for these features to fit. As well as these more private airline-style seats, there are also bays of 4 at the carriage ends, better for groups. Folding seats are seen in each carriage, with these areas used for standing passengers when the trains get busy. This is also the train's dedicated wheelchair space. Easy access to the train is available thanks to the low-floor design. Unfortunately, much of the first part of the line is set deep in a cutting, so there's not a great deal to see until later on, where we have beautiful views of the countryside and city. Right now, we're pulling into Dow's Lake, a station also situated in a cutting and sadly not giving us a view of the man-made boating lake its name references. Not that there'll be many boats out on a day like this. Much of this route is actually single track, with the frequent trains meeting at select stations in order to pass one another. Carlton is one of these, and indeed another train heads north to Bayview as we arrive. It can't be easy having single track sections when you run 5 trains each way every hour. One small delay could easily cause major knock-on impacts. Carlton is also the station serving Carleton University, originally opened in 1942 to serve and educate returning World War II veterans. At the time of riding, this train had been in service for just, well, 3 days. Despite this, the floor was already in a filthy state. I mean, just look at this. Though it turns out this is actually due to the grit on the platforms. I suppose it's better to have mucky floors than to have everyone falling over all the time. Also the doors. They don't automatically close at stations, so when it's -7 degrees out there, it can get pretty cold. Here we pass over the Toronto-Ottawa main line, which sees a frequent service from Via Rail, the national operator of long-distance trains in Canada. Unlike these heavyweight traditional trains, our Stadler FLIRT is not permitted to run on routes like this, as it technically counts as a light rail vehicle, allowing for less strict crashworthiness regulations. This also allows it to only operate with 1 member of staff, of course the driver, which is pretty unusual in North America. These Stadler FLIRT units are not the only trains on this line though, with a single pair of the older Alstom Lindt trains still operating, under the same light rail principles. Greenboro is our next stop. Until rebuilding, this was the terminus of the route, just under 8 kilometres from where we set off. The station is an interchange, as the locals call it, with numerous bus rapid transit lines departing below. From here, we're on new track, the extension launching in 2025 alongside these new trains. The entire line actually closed for nearly 5 years to enable these works to take place. I'm not really sure why they had to close the entire line for so long though, so if you know, then please leave a comment. South Quays is our first station on this new section, and serves as the interchange to the brand new airport shuttle, the airport being located just to the west. Though what I don't understand is, why do these trains not have any form of luggage storage if airport passengers connect onto them? This part of the route is a little more rural than the older section, allowing our train to build some proper speed. Around 50 miles per hour seems to be the maximum. While this line is overall very modern and high quality, I really don't understand why it wasn't electrified. The many years it spent out of action would have been a perfect opportunity to install electrification. The other line at Bayview was already built like this, after all. It seems a strange decision, especially as all these trains are brand new as well. Although I do personally enjoy the thrash cupboards here in the centre of the train. Down here on the southern part of the line, an emphasis has been placed on park and ride stations. With most of them having a lot of parking, the aim is to reduce traffic in the city centre. So how much does this journey cost? Well, I paid with contactless card, and every time you tap, you can travel on the O-Train as much as you want for 90 minutes. This cost $4 Canadian, and I think that's pretty cheap. If you transfer to the other lines or even buses on the network, this is also covered within the 90 minutes time frame. We soon arrive at Limebank, 36 minutes later, on time at 14:07. Overall, this was a great little experience on the O-Train. It provides a modern commuter route for Canada's capital city, which I found very high quality despite the lack of electrification and luggage space. But this small network in Canada is just one of many commuter trains around the world, with London in the UK recently seeing the introduction of its own new electric train, which has a few pretty big problems of its own, which you can learn all about by clicking up here now.